Hey guys, it's Siobhan from New York. So I'm back with another Game of Thrones inspired hairstyle. This one is based on a character called Daenerys Targaryen, and she wears her hair in many different ways during the course of the first season on HBO. She has several different signature braid sort of kind of updos and then half-dos, and very, very pretty. And some of them are extremely intricate, I think. And so I was kind of gonna leave them all to my friend Torin because she is doing the videos, as I've said before. And yeah, she's doing all the Dany styles, but I really loved this particular hairstyle, and I hope that she doesn't feel like I'm stepping on her toes with this, because I know she's going to do this one too. But since my hair is shorter than hers, I felt like, oh, well, maybe it'll be two different perspectives on the same kind of a style, and she might have different ideas on how to accomplish it as well. It's not as difficult as it might seem, but there's a lot of sectioning. Like if you section properly, this is going to be a cinch. And I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna probably talk my way through bits and pieces of this video just because I think it might be easier for you guys than my written instructions on the bottom of the screen. And so yeah, this is the style that Dany is wearing the last scene of the last episode of the last season. So yeah, it's that crazy Pyre scene where she's kind of saying goodbye to her call, and you know, the dragons hatch, and yeah, that other stuff too. So hopefully you guys will like this video, and yes, sorry for the background. I'm in my bathroom today because I can't figure out where the heck to film my videos. Okay, so first thing first, you want to start off with a comb like this, and the first section you're gonna do, it's kind of like, you know, a half section, like a half part, except you're gonna part it up here because you want to have some hair on the sides to braid. So you can use a tool like this and just kind of go around your head. And I hope I got it evenly on the other side. I just want to make sure that, I know this looks crazy, I just want to make sure that the part is kind of straight, and so you can kind of see where I have it angled. So there's kind of like hair on the side here, and yes, my mirror. And it's straight enough. You want to part your hair down the middle. And now we've got our first two sections. We've got this one and this one. So I'm gonna clip this one out of the way for a second. The thing that I forgot to mention, or I failed to mention, was that this hairdo is all Dutch braids. So if you don't know how to Dutch braid, you might want to go back and find a YouTube video and brush up on that, because it's all Dutch braids. So Dutch braids were created by doing a regular sort of French braid, except that you braid under as opposed to over. Make sure you add hair in from both sides. I find that sometimes tilting my head to the side really helps with the braiding, or at least with adding in the hair. Use a clip like this just to kind of hold it in place for a few minutes, because we're going to be doing something with that. So you don't want to seal it off, but you want to hold it still for a minute. The thing about this is that you don't have to straighten your hair, blow dry it, or anything, because it's all going straight into a braid. And we're going to be creating a couple different braids, but the best part is that there's only going to be one elastic holding the whole thing together at the end. Okay, so now I have both of my two sections braided, and now the next step is to kind of braid them together. So what you're going to do, this seems a little complicated, and look, my part in the back isn't perfect, but that's okay because the braids are going to kind of conjoin together and they'll cover any and all mistakes. This is really kind of hard to do on yourself, so if you have a girlfriend, that might make it a little easier. So I'm going to take this one out first, if I can get the clip out. I'm going to unbraid it a little bit, kind of measure it to the back of my head, and hold the sections with this hand, right? I'm going to take the clip out of this one. And do the same, kind of unbraid the sections. I've got all 6 of my sections in my hands. So what I'm going to kind of do is combine the 6 sections into 3 sections and then just do a regular braid. So hopefully you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to combine these, the middle 2. And the outer 2. And the outer 2. Now I have the first step done. And actually, if you take out your bottom piece, if I can get mine out, I tied my elastics way too tight, I think. Okay. It could be kind of pretty if you if you used all the hair on your side for the braids and just left the rest of your hair down and just wore it like this. But we're gonna do the whole Daenerys thing. So now we're gonna section again, and we're gonna do 3 sections with the bottom. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier. Is decide, this is how thick my hair is, and I'm gonna part it here. Ooh, got a hair caught. And then here. This is a trick a friend in high school taught me. Like if you're braiding in the back and you have annoying side pieces and your hair is long enough, this works really well. Okay, 3 sections. You got this one, and then this one in the back. And what you're gonna do is take out this braid again, and you're gonna use the middle section to join into this braid. So you're kind of doing like a French Dutch braid, I guess, with this piece, because you want the braid to be kind of attached to your head, looks like it's attached, as opposed to kind of swinging loose like this. So you want to braid it as far down as you can, but I think in the scene, Daenerys actually has a tail of hair that's kind of like left undone, left out of the braid. I have some choppy, uneven layers and some broken hair because, as I said, I used Sun-In last summer and I've been paying for it all year. My hair just keeps breaking. But maybe I should have left this one to Torin because she has really long hair, and I think this would look awesome on someone who has like Daenerys hair. But I think I don't know, maybe it'll end up working and being okay. This is what it should look like now. So now we're gonna Dutch braid the smaller sections on the side again so that they match up with these two. It's really important to try and add hair into both sides of the braid. That's kind of what keeps it looking even. And as I said before, tilting my head to the side always helps. See how thin my hair is? So it's really slippery and it's hard to grasp, and this is just a trick that I learned that absolutely helps me. The cool thing about sectioning of the forehand, that also kind of helps to keep the braid even and perfect. I really want this braid to kind of curve over my ear, and I don't have to do that much work because I've already sectioned the hair that I'm going to use, and nothing else is going to get tangled up or mess it up. And yeah, sectioning is awesome. See, as I said, my hair is so thin that it like breaks, doesn't stay. I get a lot of compliments from you girls, and I really appreciate them because my hair, it is my one vanity, but it is far from as perfect as I'd like it to be. Okay, so when you added all your hair in, just do a regular braid all the way down and use a clear elastic to tie it off. Like, see how it sort of curves over my ear? It's awesome. It kind of reminds me of the elves in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. My braids on the right side are always better. Go on to the last step. I just want to mention that this is not authentic Dany. As you know, she's Khaleesi, and so she's a queen and has tons of people working on her hair behind the scenes and in the story, of course. So these two bottom braids in this particular hairstyle, they're actually attached to this braid. So if you wanted to do this, and I tried to do it on myself, but I can't. I could do it on a friend of mine, but like I couldn't actually manage to do this on myself, so we're just gonna cheat a little bit with some bobby pins. But basically what you would do is your main braid, so you would take little pieces of hair out of each side, and then you would sort of join them with these braids, and they'd kind of sit like that. And they're sort of interconnected, the three braids on the bottom. But as I said, it was virtually impossible for me to get that to work on myself. This is the easiest step, it's the last step, or one of the last steps. Take some bobby pins and I'm using my right braid first because it looks better. Lay it next to this braid, flat, and pin it to the main braid from underneath. Now the goal here is to try and hide the bobby pins, but like I said, it's really difficult for me to see what I'm doing on myself, and that's where a friend could come in. And you want it to connect here, down here as well. And there you have it. My Daenerys Targaryen inspired updo braid Pyre scene hair. I don't know, it's not very, I still think it's not very authentic. It's just inspired. As I said, if you really wanted to be authentic, you would try and get these two braids to connect with this one through the sides, but I cheated because I can't do that on myself. But yeah, this is what it kind of looks like. Hope you guys like that. Sorry for all the blah 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 blah. Alright, so I guess I'll see you in my very next video. Alright, bye.